हेलो व्यूअर्स, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे वर्कशीट नंबर 4 क्लास 7। इंडिकेट वेदर द अंडरलाइन वर्ब फॉर्म इज़ फाइनाइट और नॉन फाइनाइट। ही डिसाइडेड टू स्टे, ये फाइनाइट है। ही वॉजंट स्विमिंग वेरी वेल, ये फाइनाइट है। हैविंग रिहर्स फॉर द डांस शो, शी वेंट होम, ये नॉन फाइनाइट है। शी हैज़ रेड द बुक, ये फाइनाइट है। फीलिंग अनवेल आई लेफ्ट द पार्टी, ये नॉन फाइनाइट। Once open for the public, the theatre became very popular, ये non-finite. They were caught while they were fighting in the class, were fighting a finite verb है। अब मैच द कॉलम्स हैं। इसको कॉलम को मैच करना है। वी टुक अ डे ऑफ, ठीक है। तो ये आ जाएगा इसका यहाँ पर फर्स्ट। To go and visit our grandmother. If you don't take an umbrella, you risk getting drenched in the rain. I am learning to paint these days. I asked Rahul to meet me, but he, इसका यहाँ पर है, refused to come. Then it is common knowledge that smoking is injurious to health. The stage was set for actors to show their talent. The thief denied having stolen the goods. The rules forbid people from entering the restaurant in casuals. Right? Next. Fill in the blanks with finite, infinitives, bare infinitives, or gerunds. So I remember going for long walks with my grandfather. Excursions involves entertainment and learning about the place. The teacher said she would be advising us before we leave. My parents never let me spend a night out with my friends because I'd grow up enough to take good care of myself. Please look after your health. Living with people is the best way to know them. Okay, again, complete the sentences with infinitive or the ing form of the verb. A hurricane is a massive storm. It can have powerful winds spiraling inward and upward at a terrible speed. Each hurricane lasts for more than a week, moving at 10-20 miles per hour over the open seas. A volcano is an opening on the Earth's surface which allows hot magma, volcanic ash and gases escaping from below the surface. A fierce explosion can cause the peak of the volcano to blow. Blow off, leaving a deep hollow or crater. A flood results from days of heavy rain or from the melting of snow when rivers swell and overflow their banks. A flash flood is a sudden flood that occurs when water rises rapidly with no warning in a short span of time after a strong rain. The flood waters can take days to recede. Okay. A cyclone is a closed zone with powerful winds steering in a circular motion, rotating in the same direction as the earth. In other words, it is a storm accompanied by a very high speed whistling and the howling of winds. It brings heavy rains and can be very destructive. Next, read the following sentences and state whether the ing forms are participle or gerunds. So P stands for participle. Hearing a loud noise, so hearing is participle. The driver is severely injured in the accident and is now fighting. Again, it's a P, participle. He baked a delicious cake by watching, participle, one of the famous cook and bake shows. At the circus, we saw a clown standing on his head. So it's a particle. His head and another juggling, again participle. asking questions of the locals about the old. So asking questions, so it's a gerund. Waving to airplanes high up in the sky is perhaps waving, means gerund. So gerund is a verbal noun and participle is a verbal adjective. Plucking flowers and walking on the freshly. Plucking, here it is gerund, again it is gerund. Mouse grass with shoes on are forbidden, said the board outside the park. So we spent the whole day playing. Okay, participle, monopoly. Sima was angry at her little brother trying to lie to her. Okay, participle. Swimming is very good for one's health. Again it's a gerund because it's a verbal noun. Let us not be afraid of doing that which is right. Again it's a gerund. Dancing is her chief delight. Dancing, it's a gerund. Now, so hyphenated words. So we did know that they were following a pre-decided. So we have to put hyphen here, pre-decided. Here in this case 2/3, and in this case 25. T-shirt, T-shirt. Then hard earned, then ex-boss, then 5 day. So we need to put hyphen. Then hair raising. Okay, now so you have to write an email, right? It is about you have visited. Okay, write about the effect it had on people, on how they struggle to deal with the situation. Write how disaster preparedness could help during such emergency situation, giving your example of what you did and how you managed to travel back home. So the editors, this is the pattern. Delhi News Express, subject rainy Mussoorie. So I recently visited Mussoorie, and what a harrowing experience that was. The first day was fine. Sightseeing took up most of the day, but catastrophe occurred early the very next day as incessant होना continuous लगातार बारिश and heavy rainfall started. The slopes became extremely slippery and a massive accident took place. A bus full of tourists fell into the valley, killing some of the passengers. यानी कि एक बस खाई में गिर गई और पैसेंजर्स को मतलब उनकी मौत हो गई एंड इंजरिंग मैनी. द इंसिडेंट वॉज हॉरिफाइंग, बहुत ख़तरनाक था, डरावना था, भयानक था. द लोकल पीपल वर वेरी हेल्पफुल एज दे रेस्क्यूड मतलब बचाना द इंजर्ड पैसेंजर्स एंड नर्स डैम, उनकी देखभाल की. देयर वॉज ए मैसिव पावर कट फॉर 2 days एंड द लोकल न्यूज़ पेपर्स वर फुल ऑफ न्यूज़ ऑफ लैंडस्लाइड्स. तो बारिश में ख़ास तौर से पहाड़ी इलाकों में लैंडस्लाइड होती है. आई थिंक टूरिस्ट नीड्स टू बी केप्ट, अब इसका सॉल्यूशन, केप्ट बेटर इन्फॉर्म्ड अबाउट द डेंजर्स ऑफ दीज न्यू वेदर. यानी कि जो नया टूरिस्ट जाए उनको जानकारी होनी चाहिए कि क्या पैटर्न है, कितनी बारिश होगी, कब होगी. न्यू पैटर्न्स, वेदर पैटर्न्स. Hotels should provide such information and provide tourists with some basic kits. So they must have some basic kits with them, they must carry. Through this letter, I request your esteemed newspaper to start a regular column with updates and warnings about popular tourist spots. Yours sincerely. Right? So this is how we can write email. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Take care.